Hi, I'm Osama. Welcome to Lines English. So today I have an injury and I would love to share with you how to talk about that in English. There are many ways to say that. I can use the noun injury and say, I have an injury. Or I can use the adjective injured and I say, I am injured. Or there's also the verb injure. So I'll say, the nail injured my hand. So an injury is any harm that happens to the body. Let's take another example. A lot of people were injured in the accident, so harm happened to a lot of people. Well, I can also say, I have a wound. This is the noun. My hand is wounded, so here I use the adjective. So a wound is a cut or a break in the skin. The noun is wound and the adjective is wounded, and the verb is also wound. For example, she wounded her hand with the knife. This is the verb wound in the past. I have a cut. This is the noun cut. There's also the verb cut. I cut my hand. And cutting happens by a sharp object. Another example, be careful not to cut your hand when you use the knife. There's also the word bruise, which is when the skin has a different color. For example, he had a bruise in his arm when he fell. This can also be a verb. He bruised his arm when he fell. This is the verb bruise in the past. A blister is a bubble in the skin filled with liquid, which results from someone burning himself or herself or something. Again, this can be a noun or a verb. For example, he burned himself, and now he's got a blister, the noun. My feet blister from new shoes. This is the verb. So what is on my hand now? This is called a bandage. A bandage is also this and this. A bandage is any covering that protects the part of the body that is hurt. All of these are called bandages. I put a bandage around my hand. The doctor bandaged my hand, noun and verb. There's also the word band-aid, which is used in America for a small adhesive bandage. And also the word plaster is used for the same bandage in the UK. But again, you can just call it bandage. Stitches. Okay, stitch is a special thread to close the cut. The injury needed 7 stitches. This is the noun. The doctor stitched him up, which means to close the cut with stitches. Stitch up is the verb. Alright, last thing I want to talk about. If someone is sick or has an injury, what do you say to him or her in English? There are many expressions that you can use, including get well soon, or I wish, or I hope you get better soon, I hope or I wish you feel better, I wish you a speedy recovery, and this is normally formal or a very polite way of saying this. As a summary, we talked about the words injury, wound, cut, bruise, and blister, and all of them can be nouns and verbs. We also talked about bandages, band-aids and plasters, stitches, and what to say to someone who is sick. So what would you say to your friend who is sick or wounded when you visit him or her next time? Thank you, and I wish you the best of health.